Hello, Reformed mythologist Nate Morgan Locke here with a video about Black Mirror Season 7, Episode 1, Common People. Now this is a classic Black Mirror episode. Techno-dystopia, techno-tragedy. Common People is, though, a classic deal with the devil story. Amanda and Mike have made a Faustian pact with a software company to relieve her suffering after a brain tumor. In Christopher Marlowe's 16th century play, Dr. Faustus is given magical but demonic power in exchange for his soul. The thing about deal with the devil stories is that they're as old as stories themselves. In fact, in Genesis 3, we could argue that Adam and Eve make a deal with the devil. They choose to believe the devil's words that they will not surely die if they eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So that's where we're left, in league with the devil and facing death. Since 2011, Black Mirror has been synonymous with sharp observation about our painful relationship with technology. And this episode feels like a perfect example of that. But perhaps better than any other episode I've seen, this one exposes the murky dynamics of the attention economy. Essentially, human attention is for sale. Whether through chilling adverts delivered unconsciously by Amanda.
Kids love honey. That's why parents love Honey Nugs. Whole grain chunks covered in golden Tupelo honey. The sweetest way to start your day. Honey Nugs from Ditta. Have you tried espresso grande? The beans are roasted slow and long for a richer, smoother taste. For more information on faith-based family counseling, visit christsheart.com.
Okay.
Or through the sale of physical humiliation for entertainment by dumb dummies.
Look, Target Reese.
Dumb Dummies is a stand-in for all manner of debasing platforms which encourage people to humiliate themselves for the amusement of others. And after losing his job, humiliating himself on a streaming platform becomes the only way that Mike can make money. It is chilling to consider the commodification of human interaction. We exist to entertain, or as advertising hoardings. Within the narrative of the episode, it is shown to be a problem for individual characters.
She says that you recommended Christian family counseling to her son, and, listen, she's pissed.
But speaking as a Christian, especially one who works for a charity which produces media, it was especially chilling to hear a Christian organization choosing to advertise through this medium. We're left feeling that these companies are ethically compromised because they're taking advantage of vulnerable people.
You're running ads through me? You're giving me commercial Tourette's? Okay.
But another source of income for the business is the subscription model, which then branches out into individual shorter-term deals. Buying 12 hours of Rivermind Lux as an anniversary gift becomes one of the ways that Mike could show his love for Amanda. Common People argues that the economic system is broken, that technology, initially offered as a benefit, quickly becomes a necessity, and then what promised liberty now restricts and controls.
You passed outside the coverage area.
The love between Amanda and Mike is everything. It is the opening scene, establishing their happiness at having been married for 3 years. They are likable and kind. The use of their anniversary as the chronological structure for the story serves to ground the narrative in their relationship, in their marriage. But it is a romantic tragedy. Mention is made to their wider families, but this is an isolated couple. The only people they seem to know are from work. They are not nested into a set of relationships. They have their jobs and they have each other. Though they have familial obligations, at the time of suffering no comfort is found in them. Mike's father is effectively cut off. For all intents and purposes, Amanda and Mike only have each other.
Maybe we don't need that trip to Galway.
To see your dad? No.
Well, it says in there that Rivermind won't roll out in Ireland for another couple of years. That's a bit of a now anyway, so that's a cutback I can live with.
But to preserve their love, Amanda and Mike have made this Faustian pact. They have done the deal with the devil. And this is the great mythic quality of many Black Mirror episodes. the Rivermind Company stands in for the diabolical, the offer of a way out from suffering and struggle. But this comes at a high price.
It's just an additional $1,000 a month.
Incidentally, the opening shots of their feet is mirrored in the final shot of the euthanasia scene. It's a chilling callback. Having increasingly slept as part of her recovery, Amanda now sleeps in death. The couple are now truly separated. Hospitality gone wrong is a strong horror trope. Initially, the Juniper Hotel seems to follow this pattern, but after the first visit within the story, Charlie Brooker plays with the theme in an interesting way. The juniper tree has mythic significance, it's the name of a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and that there are also biblical references to this tree. But whatever Charlie Brooker wants to do with the idea of juniper trees in this whole body of work, in this Black Mirror episode, the Juniper Hotel is the location for many of the critical moments in the story. It acts as an annual recognition of the couple's situation. The first time they visit, it establishes them as a happily married couple. The second time, as those trying to find joy in the midst of their sadness and suffering. But what happens in this place is interesting. It is a liminal space, as all hotels are, but it's also a place outside the coverage of the Rivermind software. It is a place which literally brings a death. Amanda, when she passes outside of the range of the software, blacks out in the car. This is also the place of sensual experience. Food, music, sex. This is a place of ecstatic pleasure, of Minnie Riperton's insanely high voice in Loving You. The hotel then becomes a scene of ritualized pleasure. It is no accident that Amanda's dancing to the music folds itself into the sex scene. It's also the place of the headache.
Oh, you okay?
Another headache.
Another headache.
But what do we think about the chewing gum?
The old piece of gum is still here.
Oh.
Hello, our little friend. Who stuck you up there?
At one level, it simply serves a narrative function, reminding us that they have been in this hotel room before, on their wedding night, just like the singer and the burger did. But the callback to it later, after the failed recovery anniversary, it acts as a reference that Mike has failed in his plan. He cannot share this moment of observation with Amanda. After their failed attempt at intimacy, he is left isolated and alone. It is perhaps symbolic of a younger, more liberated time. Who put it up there? It's a symbol of someone making a mark on the world, leaving some kind of legacy, some kind of non-digital imprint. It's obviously common for dystopian myths to address death, but often they also consider birth or infertility. Society is typically shown to be impotent or infertile, requiring technological advancement to overcome the obstacles of a fallen world. Technological stories, though, are often Promethean.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
In such stories, against such a backdrop, a newborn baby is a defiant act. Here is no different.
Pregnancy cost extra.
The cot is the symbol of hope, of new life. Now, though she evidently desires to get pregnant, the society that Amanda lives in has conditioned her to manage her expectations.
This is an official try.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with a happy accident.
The selling of the cot is then representative for the loss of hope.
Good luck with the baby.
We're not having a baby.
Then why'd you want the crib?
Oh, we're setting it on fire for a music video.
Hey, if you're gonna live by the sword, you're gonna die by it, man.
When Shane says this to Mike when confronted about his dumb dummies expose, it's a biblical quotation from Matthew's Gospel. Jesus says it to his disciples when he's arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Hey, if you're gonna live by the sword, you're gonna die by it, man.
This is said of Mike's rage that his secret has been discovered. His decision to take the money and give up his identity leaves him humiliated at work. But Shane points out if you become famous through this platform, if you use these means for your benefit, don't be surprised when these means let you down. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot make a deal with the devil and win. Mike and Amanda's deal has led them into death. Mike, a loving husband, stripped of options by Rivermind, is forced, at the end of the story, to maim and to kill. Please do remember that media consumption is optional. You are under no obligation to watch any techno-dystopian TV shows like Black Mirror. I'm reform mythologist Nate Morgan Locke. I'm glad you were here.